Yo, what is going on? Welcome to my channel. My name is Trader Games. Today we're hopping into some Bloons Tower Defense 6 for a Rosalia 2 Tower Chimps. The first one since the drop of this new hero. Now it's been really hard to figure out. I've probably spent 24 hours, not more than that, total of playtime trying to test different, maps, different towers, doing everything I can to figure it out. And I think I found one way. It's really hard with Rosalia. She never gets camo detection in any way, shape, or form, none of her abilities, anything like that. So you need a tower that can both pop camo and like every single camo type, right? So that's camo whites, camo purples, camo leads, which takes a lot of possible towers off the board. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. And hopefully this will be simple enough that if you want to do this as well, you should be able to follow along. I don't think it's too complicated. However, there is one thing you need, and that's a friend or second account. So I'm going to hop into this match with my second account. And the reason that we're doing this in co-op mode is, if you don't know already, one of the things about co-op on Chimps is instead of starting with $650 total, you personally start out with $550, but so does your teammate. So what that attributes to is $1,100 in starting cash. So therefore, instead of not being able to purchase Rosalia on round 1, we now can. So the first stuff we're going to do, we're going to place her down right in the middle here. And then we're going to also move her just in that position. And then we'll start this up. Immediately on level 2 is when she unlocks the grenades, and we're going to switch over to that right away. And we're going to keep her that for almost the rest of the game, except for dealing with some black balloons at the beginning. So don't spend your money on it yet, just wait till round 8, and then we're going to switch over to the grenades. So just a few more reds here. There we go. Switch over to grenades, and then this should be good until around round 15, when she's still not strong enough. Later she gets bouncing attacks, so her grenades, will kind of ricochet. But round 15 we have some pinks and yellows that just would be overwhelming, so we'll use her first ability there. But these early rounds are pretty simple. Most of the work is in these early rounds, but it's still not too bad, just getting up towers. And then once we get up our second tower, which I'll reveal when we place it, it's going to be a straight shoot from there. So you can see now, like, most of the balloons aren't really getting past this first loop. Some are coming around a tiny bit, but all that is still not that much of a trek when there's still a full loop to go. And we now have Rosalia's first ability, which we'll be able to use on round 15. Alright, so there's one blue that's going all the way around, but nothing Rosalia can't handle. The way we're going to do this is there's going to be some yellows, and then there's going to be some pinks. And then after these pinks, there's going to be a few more yellows. And just like right now is fine. Doesn't really matter, it lasts long enough. You don't need to time that perfectly. Round 16, another breeze. Round 17, regrow yellows, nothing too complicated. 19 as well. And for 19 and 20, we're going to want to slow it down just a bit. Actually, we can finish through 8. But on round 19 again, we're going to want to use the ability. There'll be a series of yellows that come in, and then a series of pinks, and then the yellows again. When you see the first yellow, so pink, 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 yellow, we'll use it there. Also, we can move Rosalia on to strong. And then immediately we're going to want to switch to laser because we have black balloons coming out. Just leave it on that till the end of the round. Speed that up. and switch it back to the grenades. And we're actually going to upgrade right here for $789 on round 21. So I will say the nice thing about chimps is that all the cash generation and that stuff is consistent. You're not gonna be behind on money because you let a balloon slip through because you can't do that, and you're not getting any extra money or losing money. So as long as you do the same thing, this should be a very consistent strategy. So like that will always be $789 on round 21. That's the only time you're gonna want to upgrade by spending money on the hero. Okay, and then round 23, switch to laser again. And you're gonna actually leave it on for this entire round. Because now Rosalia is stronger, so she pops black and white balloons down to reds. We can switch back. And here we're actually gonna need to get up this. And this is gonna be our second tower. And the reason we're going with the monkey ace is one, he has global range, which is great. And the second one is we're specifically going to be going for the flying fortress, which, because of Rosalia's level 6 upgrade, will be a lot cheaper. You know, usually the best you can do is we may need the... Okay, we're good. You can only really get upgrades on first and second tiers, but with her level 6, it's a 5% discount that does go through all tiers. So even on that 5th tier, will only be, instead of the typical 91k, we're only gonna have to pay 87k. And this is usually 25k, and we only have to pay 24k. So we're getting some nice discounts there, be able to get it sooner, actually just in time for what we need, as we will need to get the Spectre on round, I forget exactly which round, but the way we'll do it is we'll do it mid-round, and if we weren't to get that, we would probably lose. Even with abilities, I'm pretty sure it's difficult. I think it can be done, but just definitely difficult. We're gonna wait to upgrade it until she gets that, and now we'll start upgrading the monkey ace. That way we're not wasting any money. Everything that we can possibly have be discounted is definitely being discounted. So I'm actually gonna switch back to Figure Infinite, and we'll keep it on this until the end of the game. Also, we can speed it up. And while we wait before the first Moab, what we're going to be doing there is we're going to be using Rosalia's level 7 ability, or jetpack, as well as the missiles, just to speed it up. You can do it without, it just makes it easier though. Also, just like kind of the reason I'm doing this video in the first place, I recently watched H-Bomb's video. He made it about a month ago. There was a video talking about the entire history of the 2-Tower Chimps achievement. And I just found it super fascinating, and I told myself when I watched it, I was like, when the next update drops, I'm going to be getting a unique first 2 TC with the new hero or monkey or whatever there is in it. So when there was this new hero, I just immediately spent time grinding, you know, getting to level 98 so many times, 99 so many times, 100 so many times. Just trying every single possible combination on every single map that has been used for like the really difficult 2 TCs. I've just found it super interesting how, you know, it used to be super hard to figure out. Oh, doesn't, okay. You know, the first 2 TC was like a super hard achievement, and then nowadays it's more of just like a race to who can get one, because people think there's always going to be one. So we'll use both abilities, because when Rosalia is using the jetpack, she also uses both of her guns instead of just one or the other, which is nice. But yeah, I just found it like super cool how the 2TC has changed since its inception. And like now it's really just a race instead of can it be done. So especially with the recent heroes being Stada, Corvus, and also Geraldo. Just all those, were banned from the 2TC list because they were all 1TCs at some point, which is just like too easy. So I'm glad that this hero is a challenge, just to figure out something. And I know it's not like the typical way, but just any way to do a 2TC I think is cool. And if you do want to repeat this strategy for yourself, it will give you the 2 Tower Chimps achievement in the game if you haven't gotten that yet. So at least the game says that it is fully legit. Right, so we're gonna start pushing Ash over, and on round 49 is when we're gonna be able to get it. So once 49 starts, I'll start spamming all the cash I have on the second account. And then we will get the Spectre. I'll slow it down, start spamming the cash send over, and also start spamming the hotkey for upgrading. And there we go. So part of the reason why I like this figure infinite, it's not like as important in the earlier rounds, but now that we have this constant stream of missiles, as you see, if you do like centered path, for example, you see a lot of missiles missing up here, because it'll pop a balloon, but they're already going in that path, so they can't. They don't like redirect after if something gets popped before it gets there. Whereas if you use this, you can see all of the missiles are going like right down this path. So even if something gets popped, you're not going to waste, potential DPS. So just doing it as fast as you can, pretty much. Nothing's gonna like be a last minute call where it's getting all the way around here, like a bunch of blimps on the last loop. But it's more so just to make it go faster. So not integral to doing this. You can do it on any of the paths, but Figure Infinite will definitely be the fastest and just the easiest overall. Now that we have the Spectre too, we can pretty much sit back and just relax a while. Don't really need to worry about anything until we're getting close to affording the Flying Fortress. But that won't be until like after the first ZOMG. So while this is just going on in the background, I'll tell you a little bit about myself, just why I'm doing this, like posting for the first time and that stuff. Like I've been playing a lot of games for a long time, and I just play video games to have fun. I'm never like playing anything competitively. It's always just for fun, because at the end of the day, that's why video games are made, for us all to have fun. So that's like my main motivation. So I'm never going to be like claiming that I'm the best at something or any of that. Like I'm not anywhere close to like an ISAB level of Bloons or a Punji level of Bloons. Like any of those like top players for like their categories. Like Punji is always super good with the boss events. ISAB always like just making the most extreme challenges, stuff like that. So, and I'm also not just like gonna post balloon stuff. It'll be more varied. Because, you know, I don't just play one video game. It'll just be things that, you know, I think are interesting. Um, Things that I think I can, like, do uniquely, like this first 2 tower chimps with Rosalia. I mean, I've looked everywhere and there's nothing that's been posted yet, so just being able to do this, you know, if I think I can be unique, have, like, fun, and, like, just do stuff that isn't, like, every single person's typical video on the same thing, you know, I'll do it, but I'm not gonna, like, have a regular schedule or anything like that. You know, also if you have any recommendations, things like that, like feel free to let me know. I'm not gonna spend all my money getting every single game that people say, but if I think it's fun, and I think I can make a good video on it that isn't like something that's already been seen before, you know, something unique, I'll definitely do it, because I do love finding new games. So, and that goes like recommendations for anything really. Like if you want to see any sort of style of content, like, and you think I can provide a uniqueness to that, I'm totally down. So just let me know. So I'll start putting the cash over just so we can see. Now at the 40k cash, so we're almost halfway there. I mean, you can see like none of the balloons are getting past here, none of the blimps are really getting over here, so Rosalia hasn't really been doing much of anything now. It's more the Spectre and what will eventually be the Flying Fortress that will do almost everything for the rest of this game. And as we have the ZOMG coming up, you don't need to use abilities, but it definitely does make it faster. So I'll kind of explain them, because it seems like a lot of people don't actually know specifically Rosalia's level 10 ability. What it actually does, as you can see the description, the charge attaches to a balloon harnessing energy when the target takes damage, then releases accumulated energy into a huge detonation. So effectively what it's saying is, from the time that the charge attaches to a blimp until it explodes, every single hit or like pop that you do on that blimp will make the explosion stronger. So you don't just want to like put it on a blimp. Like if you set Rosalia to strong and put it on that blimp when it wasn't taking any damage, that'd be stupid. So you really want to like take advantage of that. Like what you'll see I do for around 80 is I'll attach the charge to the ZOMG and then jetpack and missile. That way you're getting a ton of DPS in addition to the Spectre that will already be locked in on it. So alright, we're coming up on around 80 now, so we're going to do 3, 2, 1 in terms of the abilities here. And one more fortified BFB. And then spamming the missile, and there we go. And doesn't even go around the first loop. Perfect. Alright, now we're super close within 20k of getting the Flying Fortress, and once we do, it'll be super easy. Alright, so we will get the Flying Fortress before round 90 when DDT show up. These balloons will seem like they're going pretty far. You don't need to worry about it though. They're not gonna get like all the way around at all. You don't need to use any abilities. Obviously, feel free. From here until round 100, I don't plan on using any abilities just because you don't need to. So it's not like you need to time abilities or anything. It's not like if you do it on round 83, then you don't have an ability for round 84, you'll be screwed. I'm not going to personally be using any abilities until around 100. That's just to pop the bad faster. So until then, feel free to use abilities however you want. Let's see how close we are. Alright, so we're at almost just 2k away. Seems like we'll be getting on around 85. Oh. And there we go. So now we have the Flying Fortress. You don't need to do anything for the rest of the game. Sit back, relax, don't worry about anything. You will have about 90k left over if you want. You can put it in the Rosalia levels. It's not really needed though. I did the run just before this without. This run I'll do it with. I mean, you'll see the Flying Fortress already has approaching 700k pops. Rosalia only 49k, so she's not that much of a big deal anymore. Most of all the popping is going to come from this Flying Fortress. So I'll start, buying level up just because. But I'm not like worried about it or anything. I'm not stressing to get to level 20. No matter what at this point, now that you have the Flying Fortress and Rosalia, you will definitely win no matter what. Alright, so let's level up to 16. Dash, coming over. Level up to level 17, why not? I mean, you can see even Moabs, DDTs, everything like that, nothing is getting by even here. So we're super set up. So, fortified ZOMGs, not even getting past the first bend here. Perfect. Upgrade to level 18, why not? She hasn't gotten a single pop in all this time that I've been upgrading her. So, when I say you don't need to stress about Rosalia, I do mean it. So, just cause, 3, 1, 2. Within a matter of seconds. You win the game. So we can review the map real quick. See, almost 2 million pops for our Flying Fortress and 56k pops for Rosalia. Super easy. You should be able to replicate it if you want. And this is it. The first 2 tower chimps with Rosalia. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.